Coming up next on Trojan News, Central Park has a new centerpiece.
And Mr. Russell's Woodland Ecology class visits Pymatuming State Park. These stories and more are coming up next on Trojan News.
And now, from Studio 100 at Greenville High School, this is Trojan News.
Hello and welcome to Trojan News for Monday, November 14th. I'm Leah Betts.
And I'm Hunter Grant.
If you ventured downtown recently, you have probably noticed a significant upgrade to Main Street's Central Park. Recently, a project was completed to restore the park's centerpiece. Seth Henson visited Central Park and filed this report.
Jean Carr announced in March of 2021 a project named Pennies for Our Fountain. She wanted to give people in Greenville something to be proud of. The project became a complete overhaul of Central Park.
It was sad seeing it sit there with just that ring in the ground, and it had been there for a long time like that. And it's not, the park is small, and the fountain really makes the park with the new landscaping and stuff. And I just think it was time for it to be working again. It had sat empty for so long.
The project itself was about a year and 4-month project. That was fundraising and the actual construction of it. This park was donated to the town back in the early 1900s to be a park. And at the time it was just a community centerpiece. Well, then there was a fountain was erected very similar to the one that you see behind me, and it fell into disrepair over the years. And actually the gentleman who fixed the fountain, it was his father who installed it originally. So it was actually a real pet project of his to come back and revitalize something that his family had been a part of from the very beginning.
It's a place that people can now come and sit. We put in tables. You could bring your lunch here in the middle of the day, especially if you work downtown and just want to get some fresh air. Families can come here and do things, and that we're going to work from here out and just make the town gorgeous.
For Trojan News, I am Seth Henson.
Juniors and seniors, there will be a representative from Penn West on November 16th. Please stop in the guidance office to sign up if you are interested in attending.
Last week's Teacher Spotlight featured Mrs. Wilson, who can often be seen adding her step count to the hallways between periods. This week, Madeline Sarbo spoke with her walking partner, JHS math teacher and mother of Reese and Ellie, Mrs. Rizavi.
Hi, I'm Madeline Sarbo from Trojan News here with Mrs. Rizavi to ask her a few questions. I know your husband plans fun vacation. What's your favorite?
Oh, he's planned some amazing vacations over the years. I think my favorite was probably last year where he took the family to Hawaii. And we went to a couple of the islands, we climbed mountains, we swam in the ocean, we did all sorts of Hawaiian fun things to do. So it was fun to go take the family there.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What made you think of becoming a math teacher?
Well, when I first went to college, I was planning on going into business, and I was a business major, and I was pretty good at math. And I found that I did not want to sit in a cubicle all day, and I'm more of a social person. So luckily, my mom was a principal at Jamestown, and she encouraged me to try out teaching, and I went to college, changed my classes, got into teaching classes, and just fell in love with it.
What's one thing you look for most after a long day of work?
Okay, simple, on the couch, remote in my hand, with my puppy dog Leo, and we just lay on the couch together and just chill and watch some TV. It's my favorite part of the day.
Everybody's talking about Christmas right now. What's your favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday? I really like the 4th of July a lot. I like doing the fireworks and all of that. I kind of like Groundhog Day. I think that one just is such a peculiar little holiday, and I look forward to seeing what that groundhog says every year. So those two are pretty important to me.
That's nice. I'm Madeline Sarbo from Trojan News, and back to the studio.
As Thanksgiving creeps closer and closer, many of us have food on our minds. There's nothing quite as American as gathering around the Thanksgiving table and eating yourself into a food coma. So we wondered, what do GHS students like to eat most at Thanksgiving? Here are their answers.
Our My favorite Thanksgiving food is pumpkin pie because I love the soggy pumpkin part and the good crispy crust.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is stuffing because it just tastes good and I like putting gravy on it.
My favorite Thanksgiving food probably has to be pumpkin pie, or basically any type of pie that we eat on Thanksgiving, because I know how long it takes to make that and it's just really good.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is pumpkin pie because I like the whipped cream.
All of it. Big huge taters, stuffing, turkey, gravy over everything, pumpkin pie, all of it. All of it.
Mashed potatoes because they're good.
So, what's your favorite food?
I gotta go with the simple but classic mashed potatoes.
That is a classic. That is a classic for a good reason, but I gotta go with that cranberry jam. That's what it's called. Cranberry sauce, cranberry jam, same difference.
Not for me, okay.
Understandable. Speaking of food, the Spanish Club held their annual dinner on Monday, November 7th. Students created and shared delicious Spanish cuisine, while advanced level Spanish students gave presentations. All students had a chance to interact with native Spanish speakers throughout the night.
On Tuesday, November 4th, Mr. Russell's Woodland Ecology class traveled to Pymatuming State Park and got an in-person view of the biodiversity of the lake. Melody Robinson has more.
Mr. Russell's Woodland Ecology class has gone on a field trip to Pymatuming to study biodiversity and ecosystem of the lake. Students who went in enjoyed finding macroinvertebrates and many different species of fish. They also learned some interesting facts, like the Greenville Spillway is actually a dam. Rattlesnakes were local here and used to be 1 foot long, and in Sharon they made weightless torpedoes and shot them into water to test them. Luckily, we were able to get an interview with Pymatuming's environmental education specialist, Emily Boris, and ask her some questions.
Oh, it's really good working here. So I've been here for 3 years. I took over after Linda Armstrong retired, and I get to do all sorts of stuff, from kayaking to archery to working with school field trips like you guys. We do campground programs and public programs, hikes and all sorts of stuff. So it's really fun and it's different every day. I think my favorite would probably be teaching the water sports, so like the kayaking and the paddleboarding. Those are my favorite. I have some extra training in teaching those kinds of skills, and so I really like to kind of let people experience that opportunity and teach them how to do it so they're comfortable when they're out here on their own.
Pennsylvania Army National Guard in Hermitage would like to invite interested students to a Guard Experience event being held December 2nd. If you're interested, stop in the guidance office by the end of the day Friday for more information.
In what might seem like a battle of military branches, the Air Force will be holding a lunch seminar on the same Friday, December 2nd. This will be an informational meeting. The Air Force will be providing your lunch that day. If you're interested, stop in the guidance office to sign up.
Starting November 14th, JHS will be hosting an exciting after-school program called Teens to Career. Students in grades 9 through 12 will meet in the library Monday through Thursday from 2:45 to 4:45, where they will participate in hands-on activities to explore careers and participate in a Shark Tank-style competition. See your English teacher or Mrs. Kelly for more information.
A rare first edition copy of the U.S. Constitution goes up for auction, and a cheerleading coach steps into the spotlight. Abby Bush has more on this week's World Watch.
There was no Powerball jackpot winner, and the $1.2 billion prize grew to an estimated $1.5 billion for the next drawing. That makes it the biggest prize ever won in the 30-year history of the game, which was the $1.586 billion jackpot in 2016. No one on Wednesday matched all 5 numbers, 02-11-22-35-60 with the Powerball of 23. The next drawing is Saturday. For the first time in 125 years, auction, a rare first edition copy of the U.S. Constitution is set to go up for auction next month during a live sale on December 13th in New York City. The document is one of only 2 such copies that are in private hands. The manuscript is one of only 13 total copies known to exist. It is estimated that it will sell for anywhere between $20 and $30 million. 2 climate change activists glued themselves to the frames of paintings by Spanish artist Francisco Goya at El Prado Museum Saturday afternoon. The two women used adhesives to stick themselves to the paintings, Nude Maja and Clothed Maja, after spray painting graffiti reading 1.5 degrees Celsius on the wall. Michael Galeen works behind the scenes as an advisor to the University of Tennessee's dance team, but has long been his dream to perform on the football field during a game. In his blue shirt and khakis, Galeen danced with the team, nailing every single move and bringing the entire house down in the process. He says it was a dream come true, so let's see if we can make lightning strike twice.
In sports, the basketball teams will host their second annual Midnight Madness event to kick off the season. Last year, the gym was packed as the girls' team invited kids in attendance down to the floor to participate in a variety of drills and played a tournament with the guest faculty and staff players, including everyone's favorite athletic trainer. Juju's team narrowly defeated a team featuring Ben Failer in the tournament final. This year's event will feature both the boys and girls team will be held on Friday, November 18th from 7 to 8:30. That's all for this week's episode of Trojan News.
We leave you today with the GHS Choir's performance of America the Beautiful from the 2022 Veterans Day Assembly. For Trojan News, I'm Leah Betts.
And I'm Hunter Grant. Have a great day.